Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to today's Bitcoin update for Sunday 24th of April, and we're about to actually make a new candlestick, daily candlestick on the daily time frame, of course. And today we're going to talk about some few things and what's going on with Bitcoin, a little bit of a lengthy update. It's kind of a detailed, so that we might get to know where did we came from, where are we moving to, the in which direction are we heading to, and what's the current situation of the market. Now I do want to actually ignore the near term, whatever you want to say, time frames right here, and I want to actually dive into the monthly time frame. Now the monthly time frame, of course, is not looking so good. It's not looking so friendly at this point of time. If I do dive into this monthly candlestick right over here, you do have a little bit of a hanging man, which is actually not very good. So you do have this hanging man right over there, and the only way to actually get bullish and invalidate this pattern is actually Bitcoin does try to cross 48,700, the highest point of the hanging man. You must cross this one to actually continue to the upside. Now I do want to actually point out that something that is always still in play is the three black rows. You cannot ignore it. I've actually put this out of the equation. It doesn't mean that you cannot invalidate the three black rows. I know you can invalidate the three black rows as well. Now the problem is that you do have one candlestick right over here, you do have another candlestick right over here which is bearish, and then you have the third candlestick. On a monthly time frame, the problem is that it does look as if you're putting in a bear flag. Do you see this? It's like as if you're putting in a bear flag. Of course, as long as you don't break to $48,000 and then you continue to the upside, it might look like a bear flag. But this is something that is disregarded with a lot of traders, that it might not play out, and who knows. The truth is that anything can happen in this space. So a lot of people actually want to compare the fact that you had this pattern right over here, which could be a repetition right over here as well, which I don't think they are wrong or anything. But you see this one and this one right here, these are two different things, right? What you see here is an evening star. So you saw the evening star, and this red candle was a doji, and then the next candle decided to go to the upside, and then that's it. The reversal happened with these two candlesticks right over here. The problem here in this current situation that you see is that you have three black rows, which is still continuation pattern, which is actually meant for Bitcoin to go below $33,000, which never happened, which really never happened. There are some things in the past until to this day that I'm bothered about, that doesn't really allow me to get full bullish. I cannot say like, oh, this is the bottom of Bitcoin. Even though one thing that actually tells me that this is the bottom of Bitcoin, I'm going to tell you just right now, is that you broke the downtrend. Okay, so this is a bullish breakout. Just look at this one, right? You broke the downtrend, you're moving sideways, and when you move sideways, you actually look to go to the upside. If you look at it that way, amazing. If you look at it on the monthly, that's an issue, right? Now the bearish side is starting to kick in slowly. And what do I mean by this? What am I trying to say? That the bearish side is kicking in a little bit slowly. The bearish side is kicking in a little bit slowly because if I dive into the daily time frame right over here, you can already see that there's a trend line that I used to draw in the past for Bitcoin. Now I am on the KuCoin chart, but I'm just going to show you Bitcoin on the Binance chart as well, so that we can talk about this in detail. So you can see this was your trend line. Do you see that? The trend line, you lost the trend line not once. You went to the downside, tried to go back for the retest and to hold the retest, but failed, and then you start to kick to the downside. And what did you do instead? On the 4-hour time frame, you ended up making in a bear flag, which is not your friend. The bear flag are actually bearish. They're not really good. So here we are, the technical target of the bear flag was never met. Okay, and right now it's like you're putting in an evening star and you're looking to go to continue to go to the technical target. And what's the technical target? It hasn't been met just yet. Okay, when the prices move down like this, you make a flag which is known as a bear flag, and we take the top here to the bottom just like that, and wherever you're breaking out of this bear flag, you take the measurement stick to there, and this is your technical target, 37, 38. Let's just round it off to $38,000, right? So the next thing on the 4 hour time frame is that you do have the 10 EMA creeping to the downside, really acting as a heavy resistance right over there. Do you see that? You try to cross it 2 times, but you failed. So the 10 EMA right over here, you had the bear cross on the 4 hour time frame. You're looking for the 10 to squeeze it to the downside, and the technical target until it doesn't met. You cannot say anything. Okay, now the next thing is, if Bitcoin does come down to $38,000, how does this look like in the weekends? Okay, so I'm going to actually shift into the daily time frame as well. And as soon as you go to the downside, maybe today, maybe if you do go today to the downside, which you do have like 15 more minutes to actually close. So if you go below 39,200 within the next 15 minutes, and you continue to come down maybe to 38,900, then what are you doing again? You're putting in a 3 black rows right over here. So it's gonna be one candle here, second candle here, and a third red candle, making it a 3 black rows, and perhaps it's actually going to continue to dump to the downside. Or you might end up with a doji, and doji are decisive. Doji are not bullish, they're not bearish. So from here it could be decisive to go to the upside, to the downside. And my take is of course to the downside because of the bear flag, which takes you to $37,900, which hasn't been played out just yet. Now let's say you do go to $37,900. My question is, how is this going to look like on the weekend, or the weekly time frame? Sorry. So on the weekly time frame, we talked about this evening star back 2-3 weeks ago. You had the evening star, and this is actually a bearish reversal to go to the downside. So you do have 1 day and 1 hour to close the weekly. If by chance you do start to close at this level, then there's a chance of you going to the upside, because this is going to be an inverted hammer, and the only way to trade it is to put a big stop loss at $38,620, right? So if it starts to take the lowest part of this inverted hammer, it's going to be invalidated, and that's it. That's the end of the inverted hammer. Now you still haven't closed the candlestick. Maybe tomorrow, who knows, you can actually go down to $37,000 or $38,000. And then if you do go to $38,000, which is actually a little bit down here, so this candlestick actually closes red to this level, then in my opinion you're still putting in 3 black rows once again, and from next week you might have a little bit of a push to the upside, and then you go to the downside. So a lot of stories out there, a lot of things are happening in the market. It's unclear what is happening, but one thing is for certain that I noticed, that a lot of coins are losing their support levels. A lot of coins are losing support. Cardano, for example, KDA. If you do take KDA, it is actually losing support. And look what you're doing on the weekly. You're putting in 3 black rows. So as long as KDA is putting in 3 black rows, that's not a very good sign. Okay, it's not a really good sign. But it might be that you broke out of this trend line, and all you did is go back for the retest of the trend line. Who knows, if you start to put in a big green candle by next week to go to the upside, then this gets invalidated. Anything can happen in this space. Cardano lost the trend line. Glamour, I don't know if it's known as Glamour, GLMR is what I'm gonna say. If you look at it, Glamour right now, this one also lost the trend line. So if I actually go to the daily, a lot of coins are actually losing their cool, they're losing their trend line. So if I actually expand this just a little bit like that, you can already see that this is where you actually lost the trend line. You went up, came back, went up, came back, went to the upside, came down, hold the trend line, and finally you start to lose the trend line. Baker 3 black rose, you're looking to actually maybe potentially come down to this level, which is going to be 3.1 $3.2, and that would be a nice good entry level for me personally. So yeah, this was just a little bit of a lengthy update today. I wanted to talk about Bitcoin and tell you the bear side of Bitcoin as well, because it's really important to bring this to your notice that anything can happen. The monthly three black crows is something that is still in play and was never invalidated. Number two, the problem is that they also gave you the bullish scenario, and that is a market phase. Okay, the market phase. So this was a downtrend, clear downtrend, break of a downtrend, move sideways potentially. Who knows? This could be a huge accumulation phase, and from here you start to go to the upside. Anything is possible, really, really possible. Yeah, I know it gets you confused. It gets me confused as well. And people ask me, are you bearish or bullish? Well, let me tell you one thing. I'm just on the direction that market takes me, okay? If the market is actually flowing to the opposite direction of to the north, I'm going to move to the north. If the market wants to flow to the south, I'm going to actually move to the south. And it is what it is. And that's the only thing I can say. What do you think, Siri?
I think you were right, Adam Coins.
Yeah, thank you, Siri. And that's it for today's update. If you guys want to learn about trading and whatnot, do check out my trading course. And to pay with 29 bucks, you can actually pay with cryptocurrency for that one. Join the Discord and message me on the Discord, and I'm going to give you the discount code for you to actually, after you pay with cryptocurrency. So paying with cryptocurrency can give you $20 off. And that's it for today's update. I'm going to see you in the next one. Allah Hafiz.